Hi guys, this is Troy from Australian Guitar Channel and welcome back. I'm in the backyard of my new place here and I want to apologise for not putting out any videos for a long time. I will be getting back into it. I'm just currently building the studio in my new place, which I'm going to put together a little YouTube video for. So just until then they're going to be a bit sporadic, but hopefully in the next couple of months I'll be putting videos back out every Friday, alright, with a bit of a new flavour and a bit of a better look too. So today I thought I'd do a little short review, part one of using my FM3 amp modeler that I use to record the videos with and that I use for gigs. And it's a little basic review because the applications and everything that the FM3 can do could go for 3 to 5 hours. There's a video course by Cooper Carter that I've bought that teaches how to use it, and it goes for over 3 hours. All right, so I've just done a basic beginner's guide, startup guide to using the FM3. All right, so like I said, guys, I'm going to be back soon with more regular videos in the next couple of months. So if you can just hang in there till then. All right, I hope you enjoy this video. See ya. Hi guys, all right, here we are with my Fractal FM3 amp modeler. All right, close up look there. All right, now I should explain to those of you who don't know what this is or what the hell I'm talking about. This here is an amp modeler, and what that does is it literally models guitar amps. All right, so the idea is you plug your guitar into here and it gives you the sound of any guitar amp you want. All right, there are hundreds of amp models in this unit, and you can also create hundreds of your own little models by combining lots of different tones, sounds, amps, and cabinets. And if you want to hear it, you're going to need to feed it into a PA system or into a guitar amp. All right, so I'll give you a close-up look of the back here of how we're going to do that. So you can see there we have got two little XR mic lead outputs. What you're going to need to do if you want to plug this into an PA system is go an XLR out of that mic lead into your PA. And if you want to hear it back, you can also do the same thing out into a little PA foldback speaker, and it will be able to play back to you like that. But there is no headphone jack on this. All right, that's one of the few drawbacks of this little machine, is that there is you can't listen to it through headphones unless you put a little headphone in your mixer, or you'll put a little headphone out of your little PA, or put it into your guitar amp. And that's how we are going to use that and hear that, all right? You can see it's run by kettle plug power as well, and so that makes it a nice and simple to use. I'll go through the rest of the features on the back of it in coming videos and coming tutorials. But like I said, this is a kind of a beginner, first graders preliminary understanding of how to use this thing. This is a very complex machine. I've got a video series that explains to me how to use this by Cooper Carter, and it goes for over 3 hours. All right, so the capabilities of this thing are enormous. All right, so but today I will show you by starting out how to use it in conjunction with a guitar amp, and then how to use it in conjunction with a PA. All right, guys, so this is going to be the setup for my video. I thought it will help if I just lay stuff out to explain it. All right, so here's my guitar, and my guitar is going out with guitar lead into my FM3, which is right here. There's a guitar lead going in there right there. And to send the audio out, we have an XLR mic lead going out into my mixing desk, okay? And once that mixing desk does its thing, sends the audio out into my Zoom recording device. Now, I thought I'd also incidentally show, if you want to use a guitar amp for this, you're going to need guitar lead on one end, and you're going to need XLR mic lead on the other to go out of the FM3, all right? So you can do that. You can use this as a device that creates an amp sound and then send the sound to come out of your amp. Now, I have also, to finish off, got a firewire cable connecting the Fractal FM3 to my laptop, and this is what we're going to be using to explain how I use my FM3. All right, I hope that clears things up as far as setup goes. Okay, so here we are with the laptop computer set up with everything connected as I just showed you. Now, this is the FM3 edit software that you can really use to control the processor and set up your sounds when you're at home, and then you've got them all locked into the unit when you go out to a gig or when you're recording or whatever. Now, this is the, I guess what you'd call the first preset of the whole unit. Now, this is a preset called 59 Bass Guy. Let me play it to you. Hope you can hear that. All right, now, if I click on presets, you can see a whole assortment of amplifiers that they have here. All right. Now, they can't obviously use, for copyright reasons, they can't use names like Fender and Marshall. So you have to kind of read between the lines. You can see here, this top one here is called Double Verb and Deluxe Verb. Well, they are obviously modeled on Fender Deluxe Reverb, kind of twin sort of reverb amps. So let me click on one of those and see what we get. So if I click on that, all right, it's taken us to the Deluxe Verb, and let's see how it sounds. Okay. Now, like I said before, there are hundreds of presets in this thing. And what you can see here in front of us is pretty much the setup of the sound. Okay. So there's compression. We choose an amplifier from what we call the amplifier block. The cabinet, bit of delay on that, some reverb. All right, now, what we can do is you can literally, if you want, if I click on one of those, go bypass, I remove the reverb from that patch. All right, and if I can put it on again, take the bypass off, now it's back into the sound. All right, now, like I said, most of the sounds that you get on here are kind of modeled off most famous amps. So I'm going to go here back to presets again. Now, I've needed a Hendrix style sound for a recent gig that I'm doing, and I found one on here that models Hendrix beautifully called Brit JVM, which is obviously based on a Hendrix a Marshall amp that Hendrix would have used. So if I click on that, that brings that up. I probably need a little bit more volume on that. You're probably not hearing it so well. Some level up. Okay, now, obviously within every block that you choose, you can edit it and do all sorts of things with it. So with the amp, you can see Brit JVM, OD Orange, and then I can change within that all these other amp options that it is giving me. Okay, so within each amp, let me see, let me take that off. So within each preset, you can start to toy with them and come up with your own version of that preset. Now, also, those are, let me scroll through what you can see here of presets. Look at that. A lot of them. Pretty much any amp, any kind of sound you want is going to be there for you. Okay? But if we keep scrolling, we're up to, what are we up to? We're up to 327. We're into the 300s now. Here we go. When we get to kind of 384 is when we have empty blocks, and you can start creating your own sounds and coming up with your own combinations within those empty patches. All right. Now, a very famous concept they talk about with these FM3s is scenes. Okay, so within those presets, we have scenes. All right, and those are kind of like sounds within the sound, if you will. All right. So we can change that accordingly, and we're going to probably get a different sound. Now, I haven't messed around with this one that much. Let me see what we've got here. Scenes. All right, that goes down to Orange Cabinet B. Now, I'd have to mess around with this one a little more, but we can see down here we can adjust the amount of drive. We can EQ it with bass, mids, and trebles, presence, depth, master volume, and so on. And when we want to do all that, we can hit save, and we have pretty much edited the sound within that preset and come up with our own little version of it. And that, because it's connected to the actual FM3 unit, will save it to the unit. Okay? And that is that new kind of version of the Brit JVM is saved into the FM3 modeler. Okay? Now, also the other thing we can do is if we like a bunch of sounds that we have, we can kind of move them all about this and put them next to each other. Okay? So when we want to take it out, these sounds are going to be next to each other on the pedal board. I'll explain the way the pedal board works probably in future videos. Like I said, this might be like a 5-part series because there's so much going on with this one. The other thing I needed for a recent gig I've got coming up is a kind of a metal, a real heavy sound. So I punched, literally, I went up to this search field here and I punched in metal to see what kind of metal guitar sounds. And this one here is what I found. Okay, so I've set that up. Is it responding? There we go, dust metal. Okay. So that is one little example of what's possible. Like I said, I don't want this video to go on too long. I'll probably do like a whole bunch of videos explaining things. But when you buy this, you get all sorts of really great support. There's incidentally a series of video series by a guy called Cooper Carter in the US, who's done like a 3.5 hour series of videos explaining how to use this. I'm still working my way through that, so it's going to help me once I've got all that knowledge to pass it on to you. Let's leave it there for today. I hope that's been really helpful for you, and stay tuned in coming weeks for more Fractal FM3 videos. All right, I hope you like that, guys. Thanks. Bye.